Welcome to another episode of Bricks Garden Book Lecture Series. In these episodes that we are discussing on growing a different type of vegetable crops, urban foodscapes, to understand the nitty-gritties of having food crops in our small spaces. If you have not watched our earlier episodes, please subscribe and watch Bricks Bio on YouTube. Let us try to understand a little more about growing the bush crops in containers. The bush crops are tomato, chili, brinjal, maybe bendi, capsicum, bush beans, cluster beans. So like this, there are different types of crops which are called as bush crops, maybe even cabbage, cauliflower, nor coal. So they are also bush crops. By definition, that they are not growing too tall. They are growing maybe 2 feet, 3 feet height. And for them to grow, what we need minimum requirement is, and maybe a container of 12 inches up to 15 inches. More is always fine. So a plastic container, a grow bag, and a jute bag, a coir pot. So all those type of containers are fine, but what we need is minimum 12 to 15 inches. So you have to have maybe a tray at the bottom for keeping these containers, and you have to have the drain holes at the bottom. If it is not there, that you have to make. So sometimes that you can make holes on the sides also, particularly during rainy season. If you think that there will be too much of water stagnation at the bottom, or sometimes there will be the drain holes are clogged, and sometimes the the drainage is not proper, so it is better to have an additional 1 or 2 holes on the sides, so that it is easier for the draining out of water. So the growing medium for this kind of bush crops is the best based on our experience in last 15 years of urban foodscapes. It is better to have 3 portions of compost to 1 portion of soil. That 3 portion of compost can be a portion of animal compost, a portion of vermicompost, a part of maybe cocoa peat or leaf powder, or a part of soil. That is, the soil is a must. So without soil, growing a vegetable crops, particularly when it is grown for harvesting fruits and flowers, it is always better to have a part of soil. That makes sense, and it is very important to have maybe for better growth, the robust growth, the healthy growth of the plant. Soil is a must. Soilless culture is not correct in case of bush crops, wherever your expectation is flower and fruits. To start with, so when you are having the 3 portions of compost, 1 portion of soil, so that is fine. That if you are not putting any these kind of gravels at the bottom or broken pieces at the bottom. Otherwise, it is better to have these maybe broken coconut shell pieces, or dry leaves, or sometimes even the broken the mud pot pieces and other things that you can keep at the bottom. It is just to have the better drainage at the bottom. And once you have this, that you can just fill up the mixture of this 3 portion of compost to 1 portion of soil. I have already mixed and kept it here. To about 60% of your container. So maybe 50% also fine, and you have to keep remaining 50% for filling up at the later stage. So as the plant grows, that it will produce branches. So at that time, that you have to fill up some compost. As it grows, it will flower, so you have to give compost during that time. So as it start producing or setting fruits, so you have to give some compost. As it starts ripening, you have to fill up some compost. So like that, during all critical stages of the plant growth, you have to give the compost mix, that 3 portion of compost to 1 portion of soil. That way, so you have to make sure that your plant is given with sufficient quantity of nutrients, there is no dearth of nutrients, particularly during critical stages. All these things, say maybe to start with, you can just fill up 50% of the container with the growing medium. Then you take a healthy seedling. So this seedling also, that you can practice to have your own seedling. So maybe this kind of seedling trays that you can get, or maybe your coffee cups, tea cups. So I think I have discussed this in one of our earlier episodes on raising seedlings and transplanting. So probably you can just watch that YouTube episode as well. So then take one healthy seedling, maybe of about 3 weeks old. So it should have at least 4-5 leaves, and maybe a tomato, chili, brinjal, capsicum. So all these things that you can, they are amenable for transplanting. There are some bush type of vegetables where you can put the seeds directly, like bendi, the bush beans and other things. That probably I will discuss in one more episode. So today let us understand that how can we transplant this kind of the vegetables like tomato, chili and brinjal. So for example, I am taking this chili plant. So this particular pot of 12 inches can have about one seedling. To be very frank, to be very correct, that you should have only one seedling in this kind of container, and plant this nicely in the center of the container, so not in the sides. So why I am telling this, that this is about 12 inches diameter. So if you have one more container, so the space between one plant to other plant is about 1 feet. So that way the expectation is that between plants there should be a gap of at least 1 feet. So that way, see, like similarly, that you can have brinjal, you can have tomato, you can have capsicum, or any other type of bush plants where your expectation has to be at least 1 feet spacing. We don't have that much of space to give more spacing, that it's not possible. At least 1 feet spacing is required. So as I was telling you earlier, so you have to keep on adding the mixture of compost and soil, so as the plant grows. So the best time to transplant is in the evening. Generally, see, it should get some time to get adjusted to the new environment, new planted environment. So for that time, it is always better to transplant in the evening, and if possible, you can immediately water the plants, because you have put this plant transplanted in a new environment. So don't forget, immediately after the transplanting, so you have to water little quantity, because we have just planted, and let us be little more careful not to put too much of water. Little quantity of water that we should put. And if you have somehow by you did not get time in the evening, you have transplanted maybe in hot sun, maybe 11 a.m. or 12 noon, or during hot sun, make sure that it is kept in the shade. So that is very important. So for some time still it gets adjusted to the new environment, 1 or 2 days. Then otherwise, they are, all these vegetables, they are light loving plants, they need more sunlight, and you have to keep them in full sunlight as much as possible. So now all the bushy vegetables as you have planted, so as it grows, so at the time of branching and flowering, fruiting, that you may have to add a handful of compost, add the mix of compost and soil, the growing medium, good quality enriched growing medium. So if you may have to keep little bit of space at the top, otherwise it will just spill over. So if you still think that the growing is not sufficient, or many times it is required, because our compost, many times especially the organic compost, the nutrition may not be sufficient. So that time, that you can mix maybe 5 ml of the Pytonic Plus, or maybe Jivamrita, Panchagavya, Amrit Jal, So all these liquid compost that you can use for the better growth of, for the robust growth of all these bushy vegetables, say tomato, chili, brinjal, cabbage, cauliflower, norcol. So whatever that you decide, that that one that you can keep on adding to the plants. So plants start growing very robustly. So sometimes that you may have to give some support on the terrace. So keep tying this so that it is more comfortable, and so it will produce many flowers, many fruits, many branches, and it grows better. So that way, so if the plants are growing robust, so there may not be any problem of insect pests or the diseases. So the healthy plants produce healthy crop. So we have to always consider giving good quality, the growing medium, good growing conditions. So that way, so you can have maybe marigold or any other flower plants around this. So chili, even along with chili, that you can grow garlic, onion, so that this is in a very good condition for the chili to grow. So probably the insects are repelled. So that way you have to always consider the giving clean environment, the sufficient water, good light, so good enriched growing medium, and the plants grow robustly. So when all these conditions are there, the pests and diseases on this will be little less. So as the plant grows, maybe see, I have a brinjal plant grown on in our balcony. So we have a small balcony space. So you, whenever you are going to the balcony or the terrace, go with a cicature. So if there could be some branches and other things, because of some reason, that if it is drying, that you can just cut it and throw it, or even the dry leaves, the wilted leaves, or sometimes some of these maybe branches, the water suckers which are coming at the bottom, that can be cut. So the dry leaves and other things can be removed, and if you give that kind of condition, then it will grow better. So apart from this, in all these chili, tomato, brinjal and capsicum, the major pests that what we see are the sucking pests. So they will have whitefly problem, they will have the mealybugs problem, they will have the thrips problem, they will have the mites problem. So sometimes even if you are not maintaining properly, not spraying properly, sometimes the scales can also come. So that way, see, sucking pests are the major the production constraints in these kind of farinaceous or bushy vegetables in containers. So you have to keep spraying. So the other type of insects, maybe the caterpillar pests, the fruit borers, or the ash weevils, or sometimes even the pentatomid bugs and other things, they will be there, but they are not that major. In case of brinjal, there could be the brinjal fruit borer, or sometimes there could be brinjal shoot borer. They are to some extent they are severe, but for all these things you have to keep spraying the plants. So you cannot go on suggesting, see, in our garden that we will have tomato, we will have chili, we will have brinjal, and we have different type of the vegetable crops and the flower plants. You cannot go on suggesting different type of sprays for different type of plants. That is not possible. So generally it is suggested as integrated management practice. So you have to give good growing conditions, along with that on a regular basis, maybe once in a week or once in 10 days, continuously you have to keep spraying the plants. Maybe a spray schedule can be to start with the spray of soapnut and shikakai extract, or if you can even use the soapnut shampoo, which you can put maybe few drops of shampoo in a liter of water and spray on the plants, or you can use the specific the combination botanical pesticide Sasya Rakshak that you can use, and even you can use the neem oil based neem shakti or any other this one, sometimes even chili, ginger, garlic extract, or you make a schedule. See, to start with soapnut and shikakai extract, then Sasya Rakshak, then neem shakti, then chili, ginger, garlic extract, or sometimes even hing in buttermilk. So like that 4 or 5 types of the plant protection materials that we have to make a schedule and keep spraying with a good sprayer. The sprayer has to be always good, and it has to be good pressure and other things, and keep spraying maybe once in 7 days, once in a week or something like that. And nicely it has to cover the whole of your plants nicely on both sides. It is a kind of washing, to be very frank, in our gardening situations. It is not like farming situation. So nicely spray all the plants whatever you have in your garden on a regular basis. So after 15 days, maybe after 15 days of transplanting, so you can just keep spraying, and so then the plants will enjoy that kind of condition. They produce the more number of flowers, they produce many branches, and you will have good yields from your plants, and that's it. So you will have the very happy or good harvest from all different type of bushy vegetables. So like this, bushy vegetables are grown in a container of minimum of 12 to 15 inches, give good growing conditions. All those crops need very good light conditions, so keep them in good sunlight, and give enriched compost, the growing medium. Keep spraying once in 7 to 10 days with the different type of plant protection materials whatever you have, and you will get very good yield. So thanks for watching this particular episode of Brix Garden Book Lecture Series. So if you have any doubts, please comment on our YouTube channel Brix Bio. Thank you.